So, you want to be a guest on a podcast, at an event, or on a live show? Well, there are some things we need to talk about. Today we're talking about creating your guest speaker one sheet. Whether you want to talk on podcasts, live shows, at live events, or whatever, you want to make sure that you have a place that puts all of your information in a very easy to read single location. Hey, I'm Coach Molle from Visibility Hacking Studios, and we love helping small businesses, inspired leaders, entrepreneurs, and all of these other inspired people help connect to their audiences and really nurture those relationships. And that includes a lot of podcast episodes, live shows, live events, and so much more. So in today's video, we're going to talk about ensuring that you're speaking to the right audience. We'll also talk about the meat of your one sheet. And we'll talk about sprinkling in just enough of your personality. So for this and so much more, stay tuned. We'll see you after the intro. The first thing you need to do in your one sheet is realize that you're not just trying to talk to everyone. I'm sure there are speakers who are out there who want to talk to everyone, but they're not going to be nearly as successful as those who are very targeted in who they're talking to. So pinpoint target your ideal audience. Create messaging that aligns directly to that audience. Spend time understanding what the obstacles are that audience is facing and how you can position yourself as both relatable to those members of the audience as well as becoming an authority, painting the picture of a better future and showing them that you can be their guide. So on your one sheet, on that one little piece of paper that you're going to hand out to all of your audience members, you want to have a little bit of a biography on who it is you are, but spoken through the voice of someone who is the leader of those particular members of the audience, someone who speaks specifically to that niche environment. Because we focus so specifically on targeting members of a specific audience, that means our one sheet is not going to be valid or usable for a variety of different platforms. Instead, it's going to be useful for targeting very specific groups, specific curators of the audiences we're looking for. This works because we focused on creating our customer avatar in the first place. If you haven't already, check out our customer avatar series. I'll link it up above so you can check that out. Understanding who you are trying to target, who you want to bring into your movement, that will then help you create the right messaging when you're going out in front of other people's audiences. Question of the day! Do you have a one sheet? No, seriously, do you have one? I've been shocked at how many speakers and how many visionary leaders who are going out there and introducing themselves to new audiences don't have a one sheet. It's kind of like going into a business meeting and not having a business card. It just feels so weird. So if you are in the boat of having not put one together, let me know down in the comments what's been stopping you. And for those of you who have one, why not link yours down below as well? Because I wonder if there isn't someone in this community who would be inspired to invite you over onto their podcasts, live shows, or to their live events. We're all about community here. Another important thing that you can do on your speaker one sheet is to talk about your passions, to talk about your skills, and to talk about your credentials. This is all about building your authority. When we talk about telling stories, we're focusing on building relatability. But when we talk about highlighting our skills, our experience, that's really highlighting our authority. Why people should listen. What is it about you that makes people need to pay attention? That's what we want to highlight. We want people to know very quickly that you are an expert in what it is you talk about, that you actually have experienced something that is different than just the average person who decides that they are interested in talking about a subject. How do we create you as the go-to subject matter expert? Well, in order to establish that authority, you gotta list off your experience, your credentials, and what kind of skills that you have. I was recently working with a really cool speaker who focuses on music therapy and how that it plays into our brains. A really cool expert, I think, a really cool field of expertise. And he had this really neat half-page flyer that was his speaker one sheet. On it, he talked all about what it is he does, how music therapy actually helps people, and on the back, he listed off all of the different education he's had, as well as all of the different workshop types that he can offer as a speaker. Really simple, yet really impactful. Another simple thing that you can do to help boost your visibility is to simply hit the subscribe button here on the Visibility Hacking channel, and you'll get served up new tips, tricks, and strategies straight to your live feed. Now, if you want to add a little bit more of your personality to your one sheet, well, why not add a headshot? I know a lot of speakers don't do that, but I find it's really, really powerful because it helps trigger a different area of our brain when it comes to memory and recall. When you have your face on there, when you have that personality and eye-to-eye contact, even if it's just a photograph, you're actually going to sit more deeply into the memories of the people who are reading through your content. No longer are they just trying to memorize your name and what that looks like in their brain. Instead, they have multiple cues to recall what it is that you do. And yes, this actually applies to video as well. If you're able to create more modes in which you're able to share your message and share your voice and share what it is that you do, you sit deeper into people's memories. But we're not talking about that today. You can join us over in the Visibility Hackers group if you're interested in learning more about that. But today, we are talking about one sheets. The other absolute essential that you have to put onto your one sheet is your contact information. Think about it this way. Your one sheet is basically your calling card, your business card in the environments that you're walking into. You want to share what it is that you do. You want to talk about your expertise. You want to share your personality, but you also ultimately want them to contact you. So you can do two different things. One, you can put all of your contact and all of your social profiles there. Or you can be really curated and create that next logical step. Maybe you want interested parties to give you their email address so you can continue that conversation. So why not have a QR code on your one sheet that gets them over to a landing page where you can give them a free tool or a free training in exchange for their email address. This then shows you that there is a group of people who have intent and interest in something that you're talking about, and you're able to provide them with a resource in exchange for furthering that conversation. This means that you're now generating leads, and you have an invitation and an opportunity to nurture those leads and to build that customer relationship. Pretty friggin' cool, I think. So again, I've already mentioned it. If you want to join us in the Visibility Hackers group, I personally invite you to join us. You can either find us directly on Facebook by typing in Visibility Hacking, or you can head over to visibilityhacking.com and click the button at the very top of the page that says Become a Visibility Hacker. In the group, you'll get access to all of our expert coaches, our Friday night live show, all of our other great live shows, and access to our inspired community. I would love to see you along in the group. Once you're in there, come introduce yourself, shout yourself out, show us what it is that you do. Tell us about your movement. Tell us about your mission and your passion. We'd love to get to know our visibility hackers, and I want to get to know you. So come on over, join us in there. And until we see you there, remember, I love you, be excellent to each other, and just go live, because your people are out there and they're waiting for you.